Hi everybody, thank you for watching our video. This is Jimmy Wu from Prowork Pacific Inc, your licensed architect. Today, I want to talk about one topic for those owners who would like to build a new home. When I have a client ask me, they come to see me and say, Jimmy, when I buy a house, because I want to build a new house, but I don't know what kind of land I should buy. This is a very good question because when you buy different type of land, it does affect the design and it does affect the construction cost. So today, I want to share with you about some concern or some factor when you choose a land, what type of different type of land, how does it affect the design and affect your cost. First of all, we talk about like easy to build. Okay, people like to know, oh, how much is the easy way to build and then keep my costs down. Now, there's a very important is the shape for it. Now we know that some shape of land is like rectangle shape. Now in Honolulu, very common type of land is like R5 land, which is 5,000 square feet, 50 by 100 rectangle shape. Now those are very popular, very common, and very easy to build because your house can be regular and easy to lay out, and also is a flat land too, right? And those part is like versus if you have an irregular shaped land like triangle shape or even like polygon shape, then it will make the house layout for become more difficult and maybe more hard to build. Okay, so that is one type of land when you're looking at for building your house. And then also besides the shape of rectangle, irregular, and also there's one type of call with flat lot. That means there is a one property in front of your one. Your property is in the backside and with a narrow driveway go in. But those lots also affect your costs too, because when you build those build house in those property, it might trigger a fire sprinkler issue. So those are something that you will think about. And then second, we talk about the slope of the property. Like I say, sure, when you build on a new home, you want a flat lot, okay, versus a slope lot. I mean, sure, we know that it bring on flat is much easier because you easily put your footing in. And but there's also is a pro and con here. A building on a slope lot, okay, it will increase your construction cost. However, to an advantage for a slope lot is you have a higher envelope, which is increased to 30 feet envelope, versus a flat lot is only get 25 feet high point. So then you have, if a slope lot, you can build up to 30 feet. So that is give you some advantage. But however, when we do building on a slope lot, it depends on the slope. Sometimes you have to do some grading. Now, grading is another part that will increase your cost of construction. So yes, you do in a slope lot, you get the height advantage. However, the building cost definitely will make will be increased. There's another thing you got to think about as an owner. Now another one is also it's very important is the location of property. Now, this location is not only say, or what type of area on that island is it like eastbound, westbound, leeward, ever. It's not that locational. Okay? It happens everywhere. What you generally speaking is like, first of all, we say, is the lot is only have one side facing the street, or the lot is a corner lot have like two sides you facing the street. In residential lot, that is something that you're concerned. Now, if we will know that because there is a rule on the frontage when you're part of your property facing the front, you only have a certain limit of your driveway. Now, if you have a two sides of corner lot, okay, if two sides of street frontage, then you can have two driveway. Okay, and also you have a flexibility to choose which is your front side considered as a front side of your property and have your front setback on on that side. So this is the one thing more flexible to a corner lot. So that is a different thing. But sure, when you do a corner lot, you also will lose your corner because for a street intersection, DPP they will require you have a round corner to yield the vision, in between both sides of traffic. So you get something good part. You get you gain one more driveway if you want to, but you lose the corner, for the view. So and then you cannot do anything. You cannot even build fence like your side fence. You cannot have a solid side fence go around this because it will block the view, the vision. So that is one. And then one is like, okay, the lot is it a lot in high mountain or versus in the valley. Like, we in Hawaii, we have a lot of this type of land is either in the mountain or in the valley, right? Those affect your soil condition. Okay, we have some parts of in the valley. We get a lot of adobe soil. That means your soil cannot be used; it's too soft. So for doing a house on those type of land, you might need to replace a lot of soil, maybe to about 2 feet or 3 feet sometimes. So those is all money, right? Where you just do a house in that, those kind of soil, it will affect. And also, if if your house is inside a valley, you also think about that. You might worry about is if your land in a flood zone. Now, people thought, oh, we always the land is by water, near by Waikiki, that is a flood zone. No, actually it's not. We have a lot of flood zone inside inside a mountain when they have valley situation, because that means flood zone is when rain time, the water will flood and stay there and doesn't flow, doesn't go away. So that becomes flood zone. Okay, and also inside flood zone they have different type of flood. They have VE, VA, or even there's a worse one is the floodway that making your project will be more complicated and make your the design is more difficult, and the construction is more expensive. Typically, if your house is located by flood zone, a lot of cases you didn't have to build your house above that floodplain. Okay, that means when water when rain time, when water come up, that is a plane. The height is water will come up to, and you have to build your house above that level. Another one is related to flood zone too is oceanfront house, oceanfront property, right by the beach. And we have we are in island situation. We get a lot of property along the shoreline, right? So then we come to two situations: is shoreline situation or SMA. Now, develop or build house along the shoreline on also is a flood zone. That is a lot of challenge. By the shoreline, we have to do a different type of survey to make sure your house, we have to keep a shoreline setback, from the water. And this is also it's not that easy. I mean, it's getting a little bit more complicated because involve a surveyor, gotta submit to the DNR and get certified. Those are things will happen if you pick a land in oceanfront. I mean, but definitely with you design a house, build a house right by the ocean, that will be one beautiful house, right? I mean, that is also the value of the house will increase. But again, what you pay for the design and construction will also increase at all. Okay, and then last one we talk about is easement. Now we might not know about easement. Easement is you have a land, but partial of the land you do not have the right to using it because the right is assigned to someone third party. It could be wastewater. That means under your land there is a wastewater sewer line. So that part may be 10 feet along your property. That is called easement. That means you cannot build anything on that easement. It could be HECO. It could be a drainage, like open drain easement, or even an access easement. Means that easement is for your property behind you, which is it's not a flat lot, but they are behind you. They have to use your land to go into their property. So that will become another type of easement. Okay, those easement will affect how much area you can build, and even sometimes it will affect you how many houses you can build. Because I mentioned that in other video is some type of land when you have a certain area, city our LUO allow you to build like let's say 2 house detached. But if you have easement on that one, depends on which type. Sometimes you have to deduct those easement from area from your lot, and then end up is make you do not have enough floor area, or lot area to build 2 houses. So those are also things you got to consider. And then as well as another type is road widening. Road widening is it happens in the city or in this island. City have a planning, they plan to have certain time they want to do a road widening, and it will take some part of your property or part of that property. So then you will know that with the road widening, how much land you will lose. And then your property will be, become the smaller amount, and then your full FAR and your front, your house front will be all pushing back. So those are also is gonna go into your design and your cost too. So with these 4 type of factor, I hope we can help you. Just give you a heads up is when you consider to buy a land or buy a property to build your house. Now, should you have any more question or more interest to know about detail, you are welcome to call us to discuss. And thank you very much for watching our video.